hell, let's start with Angel. Let's start with Angel because I haven't watched this yet, and I want to see it. I want to see it. Oh, here we go, right here. Angel's Law, an unstoppable force in motion, stays in motion, especially in the paint. Your team's about to learn physics the hard way. The team is 9-30. Oh, but the sky is not.
The WNBA's most overhyped player is quickly learning that talent and attitude alone don't guarantee success. Angel Reese, once hyped as an unstoppable force in the paint, now finds herself stuck in basketball purgatory with the Chicago Sky, a team sitting at 9-30 and spiraling downward faster than her collapsing field goal percentage. What was supposed to be a showcase of dominance has instead become a harsh reality check, as the gap between potential and performance grows wider with every game.
The Sky fans are blaming Tyler Marsh for Angel Reese losing the game at the free throw line and ruining the Chicago Sky's chances of really cutting the lead down to 1 and giving themselves a chance to keep playing and try to get an upset in Phoenix. Angel played a hell of a game, 15 points, 20 rebounds. We cannot poo-poo that. You definitely balled, but we got to get to this controversy. She choked the game away at the free throw line, and the fans are blaming.
What was supposed to be a breakthrough second season has instead unraveled into a nightmare, where personal accolades can't disguise the reality of team failure. The player once labeled a franchise cornerstone is now learning the hard truth. You can't rebound your way out of a last-place record.
I need to give a shout-out to Angel Reese. Angel Reese is just a workaholic. She just gets down to business. And I love that attitude of her.
What? Excuse me? Let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. WNBA media is so desperate to make Angel Reese a huge star. Their level of desperation is so high. They want you to accept her so badly that they're actively celebrating failure?
The Chicago Sky sit at a dismal 9-30 record, firmly cementing themselves as one of the league's worst teams. With only the hapless Connecticut Sun below them in the standings, the franchise has turned Angel Reese's sophomore season into a case study in dysfunction, wasting what was meant to be her proving year on the court.
Go.
Warning, the following footage contains an unstoppable force.
The pass, stolen, Angel Reese.
A force in the paint.
This is what Angel does so well.
A force on the boards.
One of the most prolific rebounders our game has ever seen.
A force all over the court.
For a dagger! Angel Reese!
Angel Reese is a force, and your team is a very movable object. Viewer discretion is advised.
That's just Angel being Angel.
Welcome to the W.
Come on now. You know that's false advertising. Y'all false advertising. Where's all the missed layups at? Where's all the offensive rebounds that get put back up?
This is the very same franchise that lifted a championship trophy just 4 years ago, yet today it's been voted by WNBA players as the worst-run organization in the league. When your peers across the sport label your team a full-blown dumpster fire, it's a clear sign that the problems run deeper than the standings, and that the situation may be beyond saving.
We have Chicago Sky fans blaming Tyler Marsh for Angel Reese missing a free throw at the end of this game to keep the Chicago Sky within striking distance versus the Phoenix Mercury. She asked, do I miss this free throw or do I make it? The fans are saying that Tyler Marsh told her to miss this free throw. Tyler Marsh said the complete opposite. He threw her all the way under the bus. Let's stop playing games. He threw her all the way.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. Angel Reese's frustration has now hit a breaking point, with sources close to her suggesting she's already exploring exit strategies from Chicago. The warning signs were there when she hinted at roster shakeups, posting that we might not all be together next year. Teammates could leave or trades could happen. But the real signal came in a cryptic social media post where she wrote, P.S. Making decisions for yourself is a liberating feeling. That doesn't sound like someone invested in the Sky's future. It sounds like someone mentally checking out and plotting their escape.
Dykes,
put out an Instagram post, and she ended it with like, "P.S." It was something along the lines of like, "P.S. taking things into your own hands." So basically, she made it clear she wanted out, like that she either asked for a trade or demanded a trade. However, if you guys didn't see it, the end of it was like, obviously it was something like that. Angel Reese, heavy on the PS. Like, it does make it sound like, I mean this makes it sound like she is acting.
The relationship between Reese and the coaching staff has unraveled to the point where even basic professional respect seems to be gone. Head coach Tyler Marsh, who inherited this dysfunctional situation, has repeatedly found himself in awkward positions trying to manage a star more invested in her brand than in winning games. Reports indicate that Reese has been openly defiant during timeouts, with one viral clip even showing her slap a clipboard out of an assistant coach's hands in a crucial moment. When a player prioritizes social media presence over respecting the very people tasked with guiding her success, it's clear the plot has been completely lost.
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of her hand. Why do you guys hate Angel Reese so much? The Angel Reese hate is so forced. This is why.
Even more troubling are the growing signs of fractured relationships within the locker room. Evidence has piled up that Reese's Chicago teammates have grown weary of her act. During multiple games, Sky players were seen deliberately avoiding passes to her in the post, even allowing shot clock violations rather than feeding her the ball. The tension boiled over when veteran Elizabeth Williams publicly called out the team's turnover issues while Reese sat right beside her, a moment that spoke volumes. Williams stressed the importance of valuing possessions, a not-so-subtle jab at Reese, who leads the league with 4.7 turnovers per game.
Second, but just think about what Cynthia Cooper just said. She can't celebrate Angel Reese's accomplishments on the court because they don't exist. She can't celebrate the Chicago Bravado because they're arguably the worst team in the league. So WNBA media is trying to elevate Angel Reese and her dozens of aliases by complimenting her attitude? I don't give a shit about her attitude.
Angel Reese's professional career is starting to mirror her college trajectory, where she bolted from Maryland to LSU when the going got tough, and critics now brand her the Queen of Quit. A mysterious back injury emerged just as the Chicago Sky's season collapsed, keeping her sidelined for weeks with no clear timeline, raising suspicions of a strategic absence rather than true medical necessity. The bigger issue, however, is what happens if she tries to force her way out of Chicago and discovers her market value isn't what she believes. Her current averages of 14.6 points and 12.6 rebounds on 44.4% shooting, combined with a doubled turnover rate and the fact that her team performs better when she's off the court, aren't sparking bidding wars. They are making general managers wary of even returning calls.
I have a take on Angel Reese that I'm sure will trigger a bunch of people.
Let's hear your take.
But I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit.
Man, as much as I want to disagree with Jason, man, but I got to admit, I think you're right. And I want to disagree.
The reality check awaiting Angel Reese is shaping up to be brutal for a player who's spent 2 years believing her own hype. League insiders point out that while she's an elite rebounder and a serviceable defender, her offensive shortcomings are glaring, and despite being locked into a rookie contract for 3 more years, her real obstacle is the baggage she brings. Teams aren't eager to sacrifice assets for someone perceived as a quitter, weighed down by drama and social media distractions. The harsh truth is that Reese's individual stats have never translated into team success. Chicago is 1 to 10 without her, but only marginally better with her. And when your presence doesn't elevate your team's winning percentage, you stop being seen as a franchise cornerstone and start being labeled a stat padder. In a league where every roster spot and salary cap dollar is precious, front offices aren't rushing to acquire players whose biggest skill is padding rebound numbers off their own missed shots.
Angel Reese got a double-double, and the Chicago Sky, of course, celebrated said double-double. They lost 79-69. But my goodness, that didn't stop them, of course, from putting out this tweet right here. Player of the game. I mean, last time I checked, player of the games are usually for the winning squad, of which nobody on their team was part of. But they put this out, player of the game. And as you can imagine, people did point out that they lost said contest.
Consider this. If Angel Reese demands a trade from Chicago and the Sky actually honor it, who's really lining up to give up value for a player who's shown a tendency to quit when things get tough? Contenders won't risk adding a locker room distraction, and rebuilding teams won't sign up for an expensive headache. The market for difficult players is already small, and it shrinks to nothing when those players don't truly make their teams better. Reese may soon realize her options are far more limited than she imagines. What's most damning is how this entire situation highlights the flaws in her approach to professional basketball. Instead of turning Chicago's struggles into fuel to grow as a leader and elevate her game, she's chosen to deflect blame and hunt for an escape. Champions don't abandon ship when the seas get rough, they grab the wheel and guide the team through the storm. Reese, on the other hand, has consistently shown that when adversity strikes, her instinct is flight, not fight.
Angel, just in terms of the league pace, you're in 11th in the table. The Mystics are ahead of you by 7 games. How much is the target to reel in Washington?
What do the Mystics got to do anything? Thank you, everyone. What will be next?
The coaching carousel in Chicago has reached an almost comical level, with the franchise burning through 4 head coaches in just 3 seasons. While not all of this instability falls on Angel Reese, her inability to foster constructive relationships with coaches has only deepened the dysfunction. The firing of Teresa Weatherspoon, the very coach who recruited Reese, should have been a wake-up call about professional standards, but Reese's emotional social media reaction revealed she took it personally instead of treating it as a business reality. It was yet another example of prioritizing relationships over results. Meanwhile, General Manager Jeff Peglica has offered thinly veiled criticism, publicly stating that the team needs more from Reese and that key aspects of her game have yet to develop. When your own front office begins questioning your production and progress, it's a sign that patience is wearing thin. The Sky invested heavily in making Reese their franchise cornerstone, but the return has been disappointing at best. And while no team wants to admit they may have whiffed on a high draft pick, sometimes the evidence becomes too overwhelming to ignore.
And last year, when the Sky drafted Angel at number 7, they traded the swap rights to their 2026 first rounder to the Lynx in exchange for the number 7 pick. And then this past draft, they go back to the Minnesota Lynx and they get the number 11 pick from the Lynx in exchange for their 2026 pick outright. Now, this is insane, obviously, because the Minnesota Lynx were literally never going to draft Angel. I think that was pretty clear on that night, too. And then it's like, girl, did you think that you were going to be a better team than Connecticut, Jeff? Why did you think it was a wise idea to give away the swap rights and trade?
The contrast between Angel Reese and other young WNBA stars is both stark and embarrassing. While players like Caitlin Clark continue to set records and elevate their teams despite intense adversity, Reese has consistently responded to challenges in the worst ways. Clark has faced physical play, relentless media scrutiny, and enormous pressure, yet she remains professional and focused on growth. Reese, by comparison, has leaned into her flaws, turning them into trademarks while sparring with teammates and critics on social media. The maturity gap couldn't be clearer. Perhaps the most revealing sign of her standing is the silence surrounding her potential availability. In a league where star players almost never hit the market, a franchise cornerstone exploring an exit would normally spark huge speculation and interest. Instead, the buzz around Reese is muted, underscoring the reality that she isn't seen as the game-changing talent she imagines. League executives know that trading for her wouldn't just mean adding a player, it would mean inheriting the baggage that comes with her attitude and approach.
You just never know. You just never know what's in players' minds, but this is what it seems like. That's the conclusion. That's a conclusion her own fans have jumped to that she wants out of Chicago. She said, P.S. Making decisions for yourself is a liberating feeling. And to be honest, it could be anything. It could literally just be her saying making decisions for yourself is a liberating feeling. It could have nothing to do with basketball. It could have to do with life. It could have to do with life. but it does. A lot of people are making the point that it sounds like she wants out of Chicago, and look, I wouldn't blame her.
The Chicago Sky's response to Reese's apparent desire to move on has been just as revealing as her behavior. Instead of scrambling to appease her with roster shakeups or bending over backward to meet her demands, the organization has kept its focus on developing the players already in place. That quiet resolve suggests the Sky may have already accepted that their so-called franchise cornerstone isn't the answer they once believed. When a team begins planning for life beyond its supposed star, it usually signals a sobering realization that player was never truly capable of carrying a franchise in the first place.
You guys were down, plus Angel had the and-one opportunity. In that moment, was that a decision to have her miss, or just what was the thinking there in that scenario?
No, she asked if we wanted her to miss. I told her to make it. It would have only been a 1 or 2 point game. It'd been a one possession game anyway. So no, she just missed the free throw. It happens. So no.
She just missed the free throw. See that like y'all cannot just accept the fact the girl had a good game, 15 and 20, but when it mattered the most, she smoked it. She jagged it at the free throw line. It happens.
The ultimate irony is that Angel Reese might get exactly what she wants, only to realize it isn't what she thought. Forcing her way out of Chicago could land her on a team with less media attention, fewer marketing opportunities, and higher expectations for tangible contributions to winning. The grass isn't always greener, especially when the current struggles are more a reflection of her own limitations than of outside circumstances. With the WNBA rapidly evolving and franchises becoming sharper in evaluating a player's true impact on winning, Reese's style of play, big on personal accolades, light on team success, is losing value rather than gaining it.
And ever since y'all drafted the worst basketball player of all time, y'all have missed the playoffs for 2 seasons in a row, man. Because the goofy-ass slob, all she cares about is stat padding, so her stupid-ass fan base just talks about her numbers. She doesn't play winning basketball. She's a fucking goofy, and this is all y'all gonna ever deal with, man. Being eliminated from the playoffs, goofies.
The harsh truth is that Angel Reese's threats to leave Chicago may amount to little more than empty bluster, because the market for her services likely isn't as strong as she believes. Her rebounds and social media clout might draw headlines, but they don't translate into wins, and in professional sports, winning is the only currency that truly matters. If she does push her way out of Chicago, she may quickly realize that being a big fish in a small pond was actually her best-case scenario, given her on-court limitations and the red flags her attitude raises across the league. Chicago's place at the bottom of the standings isn't just the result of a rough season, it's a referendum on Reese's ability to be the kind of player